Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Dream Vessels Maker of the Month interview. I am so excited about the guest we have today. Why don't you please introduce yourself? Tell the people who you are.
Hey, my name is Saepreanna. I am the owner of Fruition Candle here in Richmond, Virginia, and I am so honored to be a part of Dream Vessels. I am a mother of three. I have one daughter and two sons, and I'm just really blessed. Really blessed. I came from retail for 20 years, store management, and I decided that I wanted to open up my own candle business.
So, Saepreanna, tell us, start from the very beginning. So, what were you doing in retail for 20 years, and what made you get out of that? Like, what kind of was the impetus to start this Fruition candle business?
Well, to be honest with you, during COVID-19, we lost a lot of friends and family, and my husband and we were just pretty much just in our room, and we were talking about, I know you want to open up your business, and what would you name it? And I'm like, I don't know. So he thought of the name of Fruition, and I'm like, what does that mean? And he was like, Google it. And I was like, what? So I Google it, and it means to come together. So being in retail, I'm telling you, corporate America takes up a lot of your time, a lot of your days, months, everything. They decide when you take your vacation, when you can have your sick leave, your PTO, everything. So during the time that when my husband and I got married in 2016, I lost a lot of family members, meaning I couldn't go to all my family reunions. If I wanted to have date night, just a weekend getaway, I couldn't do that because it was just employees not showing up for work, this, counseling, everything. So I decided that, what, I want to bring my dream and just start my own business. So we started it. And my husband and we named it Fruition Candles. And that means to come together. So meaning everyone that I come in contact, that means we always have something in common. And it's been noted. I'm just so happy.
You seem so happy. You really just glow. Like I can tell just from speaking with you, just from the little time that we've had together today, you glow from the inside. So, and it just makes it so perfect that you're in the candle industry. So I understand you wanting to get out of retail to have more flexibility in your life and to spend more time with your family and friends. But why candles specifically? Why did you choose this product?
The reason why I chose this product was because candles never die. In Hawaii, we believe that candles have everlasting life. And no matter what happens, your candle's always going to burn a certain time, minute, second, hour. And there's always going to be a memory behind that. So that's the reason why I chose to be a candle maker. And not only that, to teach people how to make candles.
Wow. So you're from Hawaii originally?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And how long have you been in the I guess, continental US?
Well, I've been here since I was, 18. So you might as well say I'm a mainlander.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Fruition Candles. Like, tell us, I understand like why you started it, but what we thought was so interesting is that you really focus on candle making classes. And that's something we don't see a lot. Like we see a lot of people coming out with different lines, different fragrances and things of that nature, but you decided to teach. Like, tell us why you chose to take that avenue.
Okay. So to make a long story short, and I'm going to really go into detail because this is the only way you will understand my story.
Okay.
When I first started, I went to a company and I told them how I wanted my labels. I wanted how my scents, this is what I want for my line. Well, the 2 months before my grand opening on our rooftop here in Richmond, it was shipped to us. but the labeling was all wrong. The candles weren't perfect. They had holes in them, and my heart just broke. It broke so hard. And the crazy thing about being in business, in the candle business, is as long as you have that passion, that drive, that customer service, customers are going to gravitate to you no matter what. But I didn't know that then. I didn't. So when I displayed my candles and my boxing and everything, people walked past that. They didn't even know what they were there for. They thought I was going to open up a food store, but they walked right past my candles that I had, we had somebody, make for us. Mm-hmm. And I was so upset. So my husband had said, you know what? We're going to do this. That day of our grand opening, my first night, I had over 120 sales that one night. How I launched it was I told everybody to go onto their phone, look at my website, and look at the candle. When they looked at the candle, they automatically looked on the rooftop and saw those same exact candles on there. But my heart was broken because there were holes in there. Right. It just wasn't perfect. So we decided to do our own thing. I went ahead and I did so much research. My husband brought books and I read them. I stayed up night and day just reading. I didn't do YouTube videos. I read and I just made sure I followed every notes. And I took a chance. I made my first candle. And when I made my first candle, it was perfect. It was like, oh my gosh, I was so happy. It was the littlest candle, but it was perfect. So my husband is a graphic designer. He said, baby, what we're going to do is I'm going to design Fruition candles. I'm going to do your logo. And that logo that stands on Facebook and Instagram, that's the logo that my husband has created. And we've been stand by that logo like from day one. So I'm so happy. And then we went into just going into dream vessels. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how you guys popped up in my vision. I just happened to be like, I was on YouTube and dream vessels popped up. I wasn't Googling anything. It was just, I just looked at different candle makers and I wanted to see how well they, their ins and outs in candle making. And you guys just popped up and I was like, what is this company? Let me take a look at it. I took a look at it and you know what? I'll be honest with you. I just went for it. I did a $600 order and my husband was like, you grow as you go. Oh, that's our motto. You grow as you go. Yeah. My dad, yes. My dad said the same thing. You grow as you go. That $600 order blew me up. And you know what? I have not stopped like from day one. I just kept going. And the reason why I chose to teach candles was because there's a difference between when you teach candles versus making candles. When you teach candles, you can interact with your client. But when you make candles, you don't really get to know that client. All you know is they go onto your website, click on the send, you send it, that's it. You don't see anything. Right. Or you do your backup calls, your follow-up calls, and you say, hey, how was your candle? That's it. But I have created a candle bar where people can actually come in, book appointments, have some appetizers, have a tasting of wine, enjoy their time, and just have so much fun. But the best thing about that is that when you see, no matter what they're going through in life, when they come to the bar, it's like you have a heart. You can actually see their heart, and it's like through their chest, and it's lit up. That's what motivates me to where I'm at now, and that's why I'm 65 5-star Google reviews. 65.
That's incredible.
5-star.
You've really figured out how to bring people together. Like you've added that personal touch that I think, especially after the pandemic, we all need and want so much. We want human interaction, and we want to be involved, and we want to touch, and we want to, hug and be happy. And the fact that you have provided that for people is just incredible. And the fact that it came from, you having a certain idea, but it not going the way you thought, but you were smart enough and innovative enough, and you had a support system to pivot into something that is just incredible. And so new and innovative. Like, I think that is so beautiful. And that's the best story. I mean, when you get to bring people together and they can sit and enjoy one another. I mean, I couldn't imagine how many people have their first dates there, how many mother-daughter dates or father-daughter dates. I mean, it just seems like the perfect occasion to create something of your own, and you get to take it home, right?
Actually,
and you have that keepsake forever.
Ashley, it's the most winning feeling. You just don't understand. When I created this bar, I had a customer that was, for instance, that she lived in Texas and she booked me here in Richmond. And then I thought she was moving here because her husband or her fiance was military. Did you know that when they came to my bar and I asked them what they were celebrating, you know what she told me? She said, we just got married. Out of all the bars that they've in here in Richmond, and they did a wonderful Google review and a 5-star, they just got married. So not only that, I celebrated their first toast. I celebrated their first rooftop event, and just them just being married. That's so rewarding. And just to teach them how to make candles and to have their wedding colors that I asked her, I was like, if you were to have a wedding, what color would you be your wedding? Husband said that he wanted green. Wife said that she wanted blue. So guess what? They came out with Tiffany blue. And I said, how are you going to ship these candles back to Texas? She said, well, I'm going to have to send them through TSA. Well, TSA won't take, the candles. We're talking about my dream vessels.
Right.
They're not going to take it. They're going to confiscate it. So you know what? As a wedding gift, I sent it to her for free. And do you know the reward that I got back? She invited me to be at her reception.
Wow.
And it was so rewarding. This is what I mean. When you make people happy and you are in their lives, they're always going to remember you. And I told her one thing. I said, your anniversary that you have, now your husband's going to have to beat that, because guess what? You're always going to remember Fruition candles. And this is what I mean by coming together. Wow. This is why my business stands where we are at now.
It sounds like it. It just sounds so phenomenal. So since I'm in Los Angeles and you're in Virginia, so since I can't be there, can you walk me through what an experience is like coming to one of your classes? Like, does it have to be 2 people? Does it have to be more than 2 people? Like, do you do group classes? Like, what's step 1, step 2? Like, tell me what would happen if I were to walk into your candle bar tonight. What would the vibe and energy be?
Ashley, if you were to call me from Los Angeles California, and you want to book a candle event, and I would ask you what time, and I would give you all the times, and our times are open from 11 to 7:30. That's our last candle class. You pick the 7:30 class. Okay. Perfect. You want to do date night with your other half. Oh my gosh. I'll ask you if you have any type of allergies. Okay. And you'll say, well, no, I'm gluten-free. That's perfect. I can still cater to that. My business is actually connected with Publix. I have a business account with them. They took my catering for my business. They do all my catering. So all I have to just do is call my caterer up and say, hey, I have a customer that's gluten-free. What can we do for them? They give me a list.
Wow.
I pick. You have no idea what's in store for you as far as your light appetizers. All you know is that, guess what? I'm catering to a gluten-free. Well, you come there, I have everything set up, the mood for you. My salt Himalayan lamps are all ready for you if you want to do a massage candle class. Everything is lit up, everything is aglow. No customer's event is the same. Everyone is different. I cater to everyone's vibe. Wow. So you come in, if you do the massage candle, you will interact with with the wax, with all my vessels. You can choose any vessels in my studio, any. They're all the same price. I kept it all the same price. And that's what, go ahead.
That's incredible that they're all the same price.
Yes, they're all the same price. All my dream vessels are the same price. So that's what makes it great, because when they come into my studio, they're like, oh my goodness, I did not know that this was here. And I'm like, yes, everything is secure. You'll make your candle. I'm going to be your one-on-one instructor. And then we just laugh and joke and everything. And I'm like, listen, you don't have that tasting of wine yet. And this is why, because you have to find the center of your vessel. So I teach them how to wick it. And when they wick it, they're like, oh my gosh, put your apron on, because you're about to have 185 degrees wax poured in your pour pitcher. So they have these little mini pour pitchers, and they actually pour their wax, whether it's massage wax or a regular wax, into their vessel. And then they watch it cure. Then we move their vessel over to the side, and then I present your gluten-free appetizers with the tasting of wine. Then that's not only it for that. They actually, I'm like, let's go for a little trip, because this is what your date night is for. You have no idea what to expect. I take you up on the 5th floor of our building, and you guys look at the overview at 7:30 at night, the view of Richmond, which is so beautiful, all the lights. And then all they can just do is like, wow. Like the fire pit on the rooftop, have your tasting of wine, and I'm there to serve you, to make you comfortable. I leave you there for 35, 45 minutes. I pack, I go down to the studio, make sure everything is neat and packed. The food is yours. It comes into the little box, secured box, and you take it home, and you take your candle home. And that's how I get my 5 stars.
You have curated such an incredible experience. I mean, even you just explaining it to me through your words, it's like transporting me to a space where I feel so calm and so comfortable, and just at peace. I mean, and it sounds absolutely incredible. It sounds absolutely incredible. So how long have you been in business? How long have you been doing this?
It's going to be officially 17 months.
Wow. 17 months. Now, was it hard for you? Because, I talk to a lot of women who, start their own businesses a lot, who come from, big corporations. Where did you get the strength and the courage to kind of let go of the hold that, big corporations had over your time? Like, it's not easy to just say, okay, I'm done. Where did you find the courage and the strength to let it go?
When I found the courage, I found out was during my family reunion. I was doing my family tree, and I didn't know what generation I was. And I'm like sitting here talking to all my cousins, like, what generation am I? She's like, you're the 2nd generation. And I was like, what? When the 1st generation goes, I'm going to be next. She said, yes. That means all the time that I have on this earth is just built on, I got to make people happy. I have to make sure that my business stands out. When I die, Fruition is going to still be there. See, you don't understand. When I tell you that my candles are going to be forever burning, meaning my candles, when they make their candles and they're done using it, they can come back and reuse the same clean vessel and just create their new scent. Wow. So their candle will always keep burning. And that's how I make my money. And it's just so happy and motivating. And I know that, even though I'm in generation 2, I know I'm going to make lives happy. Meaning, when I leave off this earth, people are always going to remember me. They will always remember Fruition candles. I had said to myself when on my grand opening, and I've always made goals in my life, I will be on the map. Just give me some time. I was on the map with Google within 6 months.
Wow.
My first 5-star Google review. And now look at me. I'm 65 5-star Google reviews. That's
Incredible.
very hard to do. It's very hard. And we're talking about working a full-time job, working 45 hours and being a store manager and maintaining your life and balancing and being a wife and a mother.
Right.
That is very hard to do.
Right.
But nothing is hard if you're consistent with what you're doing and you have the passion and the drill. You don't understand. My customers are what fuels me. When I get calls and say, hey, I want to book appointment for 15 people, I'm ready. I don't care. I'll take my 5-hour shot, my wheatgrass, and I'm going. That's how it is. And then when I go on Thursdays, when I do my admin days to all my oils and my vessel, be honest with you, dream vessels are only the people that I've been with. I've never been with no one else.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, you can be with one vendor and you can make millions.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be in California. I'm telling you right now. I already have my spot in Florida, and I'm going to let you know. I'm going to be right there in Florida, and I'm going to open up my own my candle class right there in the mall.
You are. Like, of course you are. There's without question. It's only a matter of time. You know, I feel like you've really cracked the code. And I just think it's so inspiring that you now have the time and the legacy to, to really build what you've always wanted to build and to really fuel you in such a way. It's just so inspiring. So how do people find out about Fruition Candles? Like, how do you advertise your business? Do you focus on social media? Do you focus on word of mouth? Do you attend lots of events? Like, how do people find out about your business?
Actually, you're probably going to laugh. Okay. When I started out, I started off and I made my brand strong. I told everybody about my brand, and that was just word from the mouth. Then what I did was I took a trial and I said, I'm going to go create a website. I did create a website, but I really didn't get that many hits. I didn't, not at all. For my Google, when Google found me and I created my business and everything was like all in line, I got so many Google hits from the reviews, people putting pictures out. I got more appointments through Google and Instagram and TikTok. Oh my goodness. My customers are amazing. They are my own advertisement. They will sit there and take pictures and create TikTok videos. It's amazing when people, when I ask them, how did you find out about Fruition Candles? Oh, it was TikTok. Wow. And I'm like, wow, I don't even know how to do TikTok yet. Wow. And they're like, well, when we get there, I'm going to show you how to do a TikTok because we want to make you the next 5-star. So it's all about TikTok, building your brand. You got to put your brand out there because no matter what, it doesn't matter what state that you live in or even what country. My first customer international is in Italy.
Oh,
Italy.
Oh, that's
yes,
so cool.
It's in Italy. Yes. And my customers here, I have they're part of the Hilton. My candles are based in there, here in Richmond. So it's all about building your brand and believing in yourself.
Absolutely.
So,
and it also sounds like you're really good at building relationships. It sounds like the relationships that you've built with your community and with your clients is really what keeps taking you to the next level. Because I think people see you and speak to you and understand your enthusiasm and your passion. And how can you not be attracted to that and want to be a part of that in some way? So I think you just really cracked the code in bringing people together and tapping into a need that we have. So it's so exciting to watch. I know that you have a really, really strong support system around you. And I got a little peek of that earlier today. I know you have a husband he just seems to be the absolute bee's knees, the best there is. And it seems like he is incredibly supportive of your dreams and of your business. And I tell us more about that. Like, tell us more about kind of your support system, and really what keeps you going. Are your kids happy with what you're doing? Like, tell us about the personal end of everything.
Oh, because we went through a private label company and we paid all that money, and I was crying in disappointment. And that was, we're talking about a couple months before my real launch, my first launch. I cried because it hurt me. Like, I felt like when you put your heart into something, into someone else's, how can I say, you put your heart into someone else's, like, they're responsible for your artwork, everything, and they just completely just like demolish it, and it's just like you can't get your money back. That night I cried. My husband said, you know what, I'm a graphic designer, let me take over. So my husband's job is in my business. He's my graphic designer. He does all my artwork. He does all the instruction cards. He does all the labeling. He does everything for my boxing, every single thing that you can possibly think of. Our t-shirts, our uniforms that we wear when we do our candle bar events, even down to the aprons for the kids' candles, every single thing that we do here. He's responsible for all the uniforms or anything that has to do with Fruition candles. My dad, he has an easy job. He does everything. He does all the hot stamp and also the wax, the hot wax for all my bags, my luxury bags that we use for Uline. Yes, we use for Uline. And my dad just sits there and he just stamps the wax, our logo on our bags. And it's just so amazing how we just all come together. And the whole part of it is that we sit down and we're just like, wow, we did this. This is a family.
Yeah, you guys are really making it happen, and it's beautiful that it's a family affair. So I am so excited. We are just now wrapping up part 1. So I want everyone to kind of understand that we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back on part 2. And part 2, we're going to talk about kind of what challenges have you had to face, in your journey thus far. We're going to talk about where you see Fruition growing in the next 5-10 years. What are your goals? Where do you get inspiration? So we just want to keep this conversation going. So everyone, check back with us in just a moment for part 2, Fruition Candles, Maker of the Month.